Peter, marvelous to see you. Do come in. Take a seat. I have to say, I'm delighted.
Oh, you read the final draft?
Of course, all the salient points. I must say it's very impressive.
You think so? Thank you.
Not at all. It's your work. I think the direction you took it gave it something of real value. Well, as I say, quite apart from the climate side of things, the method you developed to track radiation, I can see it having far-reaching implications, and not just in your own field. It's marvelous.
I'm glad you think so.
Yeah, first-rate piece of work, Peter. First-rate. This other name on here, Dr. Clara McKirrick, I presume we can drop that.
Clara was responsible for half the work, Professor. I couldn't...
Oh, well, I understand you probably had some little research assistants, but, well, we all have secretaries. we just don't usually put the name on the front cover of the paper.
Yeah, Clara did more than a little research.
Really? Oh, well, I see. Tell me, have you seen your friend Joseph recently, Samuel?
I have.
Doing so well in their new positions. I would dearly love to see the same for you, Peter. And more for you, in fact.
Well, thank you.
It would be so well deserved after all these years, especially after the risk I took.
Risk?
A boy from a grammar school, first in his family to make it to university, you know what I'm saying. It's been really wonderful to give you this opportunity. I would just hate you to throw it away by misattributing your own hard work, that's all, for whatever reasons you might have.
I appreciate your concern, but Clara is responsible for the work on this too.
Well, as I say, it really is very good, and I'm not the only one who thinks so.
You've given it to someone else already.
I knew a few who I thought might be interested. I thought you'd be pleased. In fact, I think you might want to prepare yourself for being the center of attention for a little while. I'm sure you would be able to cope, but I think it's perhaps not quite the sort of thing you'd like to foist on a young woman's shoulders.
Whatever it is, I'm sure Clara could handle it.
With this name on here, there is a good chance it will cause problems.
I'm sure I could handle them.
This isn't all about you, I'm afraid. There could be problems for everyone. Clara was close with Molly Shanahan, wasn't she? The one suspected of being a communist spy.
She was, I believe.
How close they were is the real question. Clara joined Molly on that anti-British protest march, I hear.
People are saying Clara's a spy now.
Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's started digging. Yet. A lot of people, very important people, believe you are either with this country or against it. Some of the benefactors of this college, for example. My father used to call this university one of the greatest contributions Britain has made to the world. I would agree with that. Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
I'd hate to be the one to undermine it. The affair with this Cambridge 4 business has been bad enough. We can't change the past, Peter. But we can learn from it. Before we fool ourselves into remembering it too kindly. Now, with this name on here, and the associations one might make, you see what I'm saying?
If you met Clara, I'm sure you'd agree her name should be on the paper.
Good God, Peter, I am trying to make you understand something. This is precisely the way the rot sets in. It's the slow knife. Members of this university were recruited to spy for the Soviet Union 10 years ago. Now, members of this university are demanding we lay down our weapons. The only defense we have against the very same foreign power. What happens in 10 years' time? And what happens to the integrity of this college in 10 years? If you share your work on a whim with a girl you've taken a fancy to. And what happens 10 years after that? One cannot survive by making oneself vulnerable. That is why this university is still here. That is why I am still here. I hope you understand how much I care about your success. It's so common for work to fade into obscurity after it's published. It would be a shame if yours were denied my full-throated support, especially after so many years.
It would, absolutely.
I cannot make your decisions for you, Peter. By all means, publish with Clara as a co-author if you're feeling generous, but if you do, you'll have to take your chances. It would be difficult for me to bring to bear any influence I have. By way of illustration, I have an address in Whitehall to give you.
Thank you.
Afraid I can't tell you much more now, but he's a good man. Cambridge man. And you may find there's one more reason to leave Clara out of things. I'm sure things will become clear soon.
I think you've made things very clear.
Well, let me know what you decide. Just knock any time. My door is always open.
Someone's there.
you wanted to let me know.
Clara came up with the big idea too. And I should be there.
What can I say? I respect your decision. I do admire a man who knows his own mind.
Dr. Hamilton, Peter, how do you do? So good to meet you.
How do you do?
Excuse me, I won't be a moment. Still 3 o'clock, yes? Oh, no need to reschedule. This won't take long. Should be very quick. Right then, please do take a seat. Delighted you could make it to London. I do hope you get the time to enjoy it a little too, considering how busy you've been recently.
Thank you. I'll try to.
Good, do. Anyway, I imagine you're wondering why we asked you here. Well, it can't have surprised you that your field of study has been of increasing interest to us, especially since the war.
Oh, you're interested in climatology?
Oh, of course. The paper is going very well, I hear.
Well, it is now, thank you.
Oh, yes, your professor, John Hargreaves, passed us a copy. And it's impressive, the amount of information you've managed to gather. Although I imagine the process of gathering it was rather difficult on your limited budget.
I had some help.
Oh, yes, we heard about that. As I said, we were most impressed and wanted to make you an offer. Reward, even.
Reward?
Well, you've no doubt taken your budget to its limits by now. What would you say if I could guarantee you a practically unlimited budget for further study? Ensure you had the best equipment, like the Americans. Take you right to the heart of things.
The heart of things?
I believe you traced the source of the radiation back to Antarctica, didn't you?
I did.
I'd say that warrants further study on location, wouldn't you?
It does.
I'm glad you agree. We could place you with the Falkland Islands Dependency Survey working in Antarctica, scientist bods. Happy amateurs, very passionate like yourself. Of course, you'd probably have to sort a few things out with the other name we saw on the paper before you go. I hope that wouldn't be too difficult, considering what's on offer.
The other name, Clara, you mean?
Lovely name. Probably for the best she wouldn't be able to go. Oh, not my say-so, I'm afraid. It's run a bit like the army down there. No women allowed.
I'm not sure I like the idea.
I can assure you this is bigger than any one person.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what this is yet.
I see. Well, you signed those papers on your way in earlier, so I'm at liberty to tell you a little more. Things in the Antarctic, they've been a little strained recently. Lots of vested interests, territorial claims overlapping. Some sides wanting to secure the resources under the ground. Now, this kind of thing has been going on for decades, of course.
What kind of thing?
Oh, the Germans were flying over there, dropping swastikas in big circles. Before the war, that is. All a bit ridiculous, really. Now, I'm afraid it's the Soviets we've got to contend with. Bit of a royal mess, if you ask me. Still, we're trying to work with them.
That sounds like a wise idea.
It was wise, or so it seemed. It should all be in everyone's interest, you see. Every country signed up to something called the Antarctic Treaty, all a rather clever bit of politicking that happened behind the scenes a few years ago. Set up to ensure that Antarctica is used for strictly peaceful purposes. No weapons are to be used. No one can make any future claims on the land. Now, if it sticks, everyone will be frightfully happy. Every side content that they've staked their claim. No more aggression, let's say.
Sounds sensible.
You'd have thought so. We've managed to placate the Soviets so far. This is all strictly confidential, but the sounds coming from Whitehall are not good. We're rather worried that it might all fall through.
I'm sure you are, but how does this affect me?
Well, in addition to the climate science you'd be able to do, tracking the radiation in the clouds and so forth, we'd like you to inform us of any other sources of radiation out there, what the readings are. If there are any bombs being set off on the continent, it's important that we know as much as we can about them. We don't know what the Soviets might do next. You'd be using the very best equipment, as I said, useful for your career, useful for us.
This is still climate science, yes?
Absolutely right. The less we're involved, the better, really. But as I say, if you can help us in this small way, it would certainly help that career of yours.
My career's fine. Thank you.
Well, after speaking with a few people, Professor Hargreaves, for example, I'm sure that whatever your academic ambitions, after working on something as important as this, you'd have no trouble progressing. And if nothing else, think of the adventure of it. What a reward it would be for all your hard work. What do you think?
All right. I'll consider it.
Please do. Sorry, I've got a meeting in Westminster in 20 minutes. We'll have to cut this short. It's been very good to meet you. Do let me know. And if this Clara thing feels like a sticking point, all I can say is sometimes we all have to answer to something greater than ourselves. Why not think of it as an opportunity for you and to do what's right?
I see. Well, I'll do what's right. You can trust me on that.
I hope so. Women come and go. This is for your country. Christ.
Was that all about?
Well, cowboys, of course.
I mean, I might have enjoyed it if I was a 10-year-old boy, but it was just boys and their toys again.
Is that a bad thing?
Presenting themselves as if they're heroes instead of the line grabbers they actually were.
Think of it as a bit of harmless escapism, that's all.
I know what you're about to see, that they were just men testing themselves against the world.
Well, that's important.
Who says so? Fine, stop it now. And another thing, where were all the women? I counted one. She was a cook.
She was a very pretty cook.
Are you serious?
Okay, I'm joking.
I'm watching you, Hamilton.
I'm only teasing. I do see what you mean, really.
It's depressing. Just turn the radio on, would you?
Of course. Not getting much.
The Prime Minister has urged for calm after news from Washington emerged tonight that the Antarctic Treaty is on the brink of falling through. Neither Britain, the United States, nor Soviet Russia could reach a deal. And, in an increasingly nervous political atmosphere, there is now the risk that there will be no agreement to stop any active aggression in Antarctica. After pinning the blame firmly on what he called Russia's continuing aggression, the Prime Minister warned that the next steps are far from clear, and that in this climate of mistrust, the world needed to stay vigilant. It remains to be seen who will make the next move.
What the hell was that? Oh God, he's shooting at me. Hey, stop shooting, you mad fool! No, he's hit the engine. You've hit the engine! What have you done?
It's you, mate.
Are you out of your mind?
Sorry, mate. I thought you were a bloody Russian. Not a bad shot, though. I'm gonna catch us a gull for our tea.
You hit the vehicle! The engine's dead! You satisfied with yourself?
Never felt better. Took the last of those painkillers and a drop of whiskey sorted me right out. I thought I'd go for a walk.
You need to get back inside. Is the radio on?
Ah, yeah, had to get away from those beeps. Better out here.
Believe me, it's not better out here.
Why don't you leave me in peace?
Well, let's get you inside.
Ah, yeah, good idea. More whiskey.
How are you feeling now?
Bit shitty. But better. Yeah, I just needed that sleep. Mate, that bloody noise on the radio was driving me mad. Do you know there's a Russian voice that appears on that channel once in a while?
Really?
Yeah, sounded urgent, whatever it was. Same phrase over and over. Jesus, this leg.
Do you think the Russians are still out here?
Bloody well hope not.
Well, I hope someone's here.
They don't want us here, you know? Why the hell should they save us, eh?
You don't know that they wouldn't help us, do you?
Whatever you found out there, you weren't supposed to see it. If you think some Soviet's gonna be happy to see you get out of here alive, you got another thing coming. And personally, if I saw one out here, I'd make sure he didn't make it home either. Before he did the same to me.
Alpha Romeo Lima, this is Faraday. Faraday Station calling.
Are we glad to hear you?
Hello? We picked up a distress call from this frequency. Can you hear me? Over.
Yes, I can hear you.
You're very faint. Can you tell me your position? Over.
Floyd, what's our position?
82 degrees south, 19 west.
We're at 82 degrees south, 19 west. Hello? Hello, can you tell me what's happening? Why is everywhere deserted? Over.
Hold on.
God, what the hell are they doing?
It's possible that there's been some sort of radiation leak. The Soviets have been broadcasting a warning signal which might have triggered an evacuation. We think that your location is within... I'm sorry, I can't tell you anymore. Don't worry, there's no imminent danger. Can we confirm 82 degrees south, 19 west, correct? Over.
That's right.
We're sending a rescue party out. Hold on tight. Over and out.
Wait, don't go. They're gone.
That again. It's too bloody sinister. Turn it off. Well, ain't that a beauty?
Rescue.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, come on, you heard them. They're sending someone out.
Well, I hope so, mate. We're both in line for knighthoods if we make it out, that's for sure.
You still need to sober up.
Your government loves to give out honours to failed Antarctic explorers. Otherwise, the whole endeavour would just look nuts. Shackleton, remember him? Marooned most of his men on an island for a year.
They were pioneers, surely.
Robert Scott, he got the polar medal, didn't even make it home. Heroic failures. Just like us. Hey, how does Sir Peter Hamilton sound? Anyway, that's if we make it out. Hope they find us before the food runs out.
Well, I found you again, didn't I?
Yeah. You did, mate. You did. Which reminds me, how did you find the plane again?
Dumb luck.
Nah, come on, seriously.
Well, no, it was lucky. Spotting the flares that you sent up.
What's that? I never sent up any flares, mate.
Yes, you did. Stop messing around.
No, the flare box was empty. Not been checked in years, my guess. Bloody panicked me for a while.
I saw them with my own eyes. How else do you think I got back to you?
Search me. Why don't you take a look out? You see anything?
It's too hazy. Wait. There it is. That's not far away. So there is someone else out here. Do you think they're friendly?
Chances are no. We're gonna need more food soon.
Put that down.
This is from World War I. What do you believe?
Don't mess with that thing again. You've done enough damage.
Here. One bullet left.
I don't want it.
We know there's something going on, but we don't know who that could be out there. All I'm saying is, be on your guard.
I'm not shooting anyone.
Just raise it up when you approach. That's all. Make sure you're the one in charge. If in doubt, make sure you're the one that fires first.
There's only one bullet.
Just the one. You better hope there aren't two of them. So, you gonna wait around here all day then?
I'll be back soon.
My whiskey, mate. I'll be happy as Larry. And I've got this. So, just keep that gun raised. You'll be fine. Make sure you don't get that knighthood posthumously.